morning, good morning. I hope this finds you safe and well, because that is the most important thing. Well, here at Chemicals Coffee Time, we are bringing you some big news, having had a tip-off last night. The Risk Assessment Committee at ECHA published a thing yesterday. It's not hit the ECHA news yet, but the Risk Assessment Committee has proposed Category 1B carcinogen for talc for inhalation. Yes, you heard it right. The proposal was actually for a Category 2. And they, in their infinite wisdom and mercy, have decided to take the rat data, which we know is rubbish, and the human health data, which there are strong suspicions about, and go, you know what, we're going to call it a Cat 1B carcinogen. There's too much evidence going on. I'm just going to put the link below this video now, so you can check it out for yourself. But I have to say, I am seriously concerned about this proposed classification, because we do not know enough yet about the human talc issue. And there's a strong suspicion that a lot of the problems with talc are actually caused by asbestos impurities within the talc, and talc itself may in fact be innocent, or certainly nowhere near as bad as a Cat 1B carcinogen classification would suggest. I don't know how deeply involved ANSYS, the French authorities, were in the RAC this time round, but I wouldn't be surprised if their fingerprints were all over this, because they have a history of taking bad scientific decisions and then doubling down on it. And if you think I'm coming on a bit strong with that, then I would point you to the ECJ judgment, which said no, titanium dioxide is not carcinogenic. There is no evidence to support this. To which you may go, oh, well, that's all well and good, but aren't they appealing it? Yeah, they're not appealing it on the grounds of the science. They're appealing it on political grounds, like the ECJ shouldn't be able to overrule them. So, yes, this is very serious. It's not a good day for science. Watch this space for more. By the way, thank you very much to the person who sent that link through. I really appreciate it, because we need to get this reclassification proposal out as widely as possible. So that's the first thing out of the EC. The second thing has come out in a rather weird way via, which of all things, an Australian news site on that's looking at palm oil. But Euractiv, who are on EU News, have come across a thing where the EUDR is going to be updated. Apparently, it's currently unworkable. Well, that's great, because it's supposed to be coming in at the end of this year. But the EC President von der Leyen has proposed that she's supposed to be proposing a workaround to make it more workable. I don't have very much to do with EUDR myself. This is something that's come out of the Chemical Regulation Self-Help Group discussions recently. But it does affect anybody who's using oils that are coming out of Malaysia, Indonesia, all that kind of thing. But because it's so broad, it affects anybody who's using, pallets, for example, because wood's included. It's not just cocoa and soy and palm oil and things like that. It's such a broad regulation as to be, I wouldn't say meaningless, but it's very, very broad in its scope. And a lot of companies are being caught up in it within the chemical supply chain. And it's an absolute bureaucratic nightmare as things stand. So, yeah, lots of things happening in the EU to make life more difficult for everybody, if you ask me, and with very little impact on what they're actually trying to achieve. So, that's the news. What have we got for reasons to be cheerful? Well, we've got a rugby one. Last week, it was a Yorkshire haka. And this week, obviously I am Scottish and live in Yorkshire, we had to have a Scottish one. This is actually for an alcohol commercial, whiskey of which I was previously unaware, given the amount my late father used to drink. That's quite a surprise. But I hope you'll enjoy it. And anybody from New Zealand who's watching, I hope you take it in the right spirit. Oh my God, was that a pun this early in the morning? Who knows? Anyway, that's it from me for today. I will put a link if you want to subscribe to full Chemicals Coffee Time, because there's an awful lot more in this week's newsletter. It is a bumper edition. And take care of yourselves. I look forward to be able to chatting to you again next week if we're spared. Bye.